What has been your secret, Glenn, of 22 years of marriage? What has been the secret? What's the elixir? What's that secret ingredient that's made 22 years? Huh? We need to know.
Not my secret is, man, one, I have a prayer life, dog. I ain't saying lie to you. I pray. I really do pray. I pray for wisdom. I want to understand because again, I realize this marriage is not just for me, but it's for people looking at me, right? It's my kids looking at me, my daughters and my son. I want to see how to deal with it. But also, I guess my secret is this: knowing how to pick your battles, right? Um, knowing how to pick your battles. I don't fight on everything, or we don't just. It's not a disagreement on everything, right? And I'm not. It's not. Some people say, "Oh, that's compromise." It's not compromise, man. That's like, why are we arguing over who did the dishes? Just go do the. I'm just go do the dishes. I'm just gonna take out the trash, right? Oh, I'm gonna get to it later. Nah, dog. I no problem. Apologize. I'm sorry. I should have took it out earlier. Go take trash out. Why are we gonna turn that to a big thing, right? Because my thinking to her is always this: um, one day we're not gonna be here. One of us gotta. Unless we go at the same time, one of us is not gonna be here. And I don't want the last moment because we don't know when the last moment is. The last moment is to be me and you arguing each other because she had a cousin like that, and him and his wife argued. Something happened and she went into labor early, went into a coma and never woke up, and they never had a chance to say sorry. Legit story, true story. Um, had a kid. She birthed a kid. She never woke up. He was a father and he got a baby and lost his wife all in the same day, and they was never able to say sorry. And so my thing is like, I'm never gonna let a moment go by where we mad at each other. We did that one time, man. We had a spiritual pastor. We was mad at each other one Sunday morning, and our pastor felt it in church. He came to us after service. He never again should y'all ever be mad at each other all day, every day for a long period of time. And then we was young. I was like, I think it was maybe 24, 25. And I took that to heart. Like, yo, whatever it is, we're gonna try to get it right. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna deal with it. And so that's always been my thing too. Hey, let's talk about it. And we have arguments, we have disagreements, we do, but we try to put it in perspective. It's never to the point where we're leaving. We're not calling each other out of each other's name. We're gonna have that conversation like grown adults, and let's talk. And it may not be right then in that moment. It may be a day later. It may be a couple of hours later, right? It may be whatever case may be. But let's talk about this and what caused the issue. And I'm learning, and I'm still learning because I'm not perfect, and we're not perfect. I'm still learning in 22 years of marriage, as I mentioned, different experiences, different things, um, to to navigate situations with more patience, more wisdom, and more understanding, and to really to sit there and think about it before we do it. Let's count the cost up. Let's say it doesn't. Does this make sense? If it doesn't make sense for us, let's say no. If it makes sense for us, let's do it. Not being so caught up in emotions and feelings when handling situations, but be logical about things. And knowing I'm not always right. That's the big. I'm not always right, and she knows she's not always right. But knowing that you know what, when we come together, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes she's right, and I'm not. I'm not. Again, keeping track. I'm never gonna say I told you so. I might smile and keep it moving, but you know, keep it like that. And no one apologize. If I'm wrong, dog, I'm sorry. I apologize. I messed up, or I made a mistake, or I said something I shouldn't have said, or I did something I should have did, or um, you know, sorry I said it that way, right? Because we come from different backgrounds, different families. I'm a country boy, so I may say something. I think one of the biggest issues we have is sometimes my tone and pitch. And she had to tell me, I'm not one of your wrestlers. I'm not one of your football players. Um, because the world that I'm in is adjusting quickly, right? On a Friday night, if something happens, a kid fumbles or a ball gets on the ground, an interception, I have to make a decision quickly. And I have to say it in a way that I need kids to execute and move. Or on a wrestling match, I need people to move. And when I got home, I had to learn, hey, don't talk to me like I'm one of your players. Talk to me before you was coaching with the love and compassion. So I had to change my vernacular, change my tone, and realize I'm not in the coaching room anymore. I'm at home. So sad to separate the worlds. And we wear different hats in a lot of different places, right? Um, different hats in that sports field, different hats at church, different hats in businesses that we in the business. So she, in certain realm in the church, she's kind of over top of me in a certain position, and I have to be subordinate to what she asked me to do. So in certain realms, I'm in over top of her in certain positions. So we would learn how to work well together in that avenue and submit one to another. So as the Bible says, we submit one to another in certain situations a lot.
Whew, I love this, bro. I'm gonna wisdom all the way through. Last question is it's a almost a back question, because it came to me. Um, and it's the last question we're gonna do. I would love for you to just describe. I think you kind of mentioned it earlier on, the feeling that you felt for Jackie. I think that's a good place to end on. Because I feel like you meet people in this world, you meet certain women in this world. I always say this, man. You meet certain women in this world. Some of them are giraffes, some of them are beautiful gazelles. But then when you meet that Eve, I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's a for us as men specifically. I don't know. I felt something before. I've prayed about it with the good Lord. I felt something heavy. Like I can't lie to you. It's changed my life. What I felt, and I can't explain the feeling that I felt. It's drastic. I want to know the feelings that you felt in terms of that Jackie experience. I don't know if you can put it into words. If you could put it into words
Oh
in a
man,
minute or
it's
so, what you're feeling.
I felt love, man. And one is love, love of the action, but I also felt not judged, right? Not judged because she, as I mentioned, she has a different type of intellect than I have, right? I'm a very smart guy, but you sometimes they have the different type of intellect, right? More attention to detail. I felt love. I felt being with someone intellectual. I felt with somebody who has genuine, who's care, and I know when she's not around, I'm always thinking about what she's doing, right? Yeah, even in the work days, I'm like, what is she doing? If I see something funny, I may call. She's like, hey, I may call and say, hey, did you see? Yo, I'm working. I'm like, I'm working too, but I'm thinking about you at this moment. Not trying to be mushy, but it's just like, hey, by the way, she's much more than just my wife. I tell people she's my friend. Right? This is my friend. This is my person that if something had happened, I'm like, what would I do next? Right? I mean, my kids talk about it all the time. They're like, yo, you can't marry nobody else. I said, nah, I probably wouldn't. Right? Not at this point in life. I think it'll be a minute because it'll be hard to lose a friend. We've been together, be married in October 23 years. Um, and known each other for about 25 years. So it'll be different. But when I think about her, I think about love, I think about compassion. I smile when I see her being successful or something, doing something. I'm her biggest fan. She'll tell you I am her biggest supporter at whatever she does, whether it's